how great is Australia? I mean, look at the weather. You can just hang out your washing most days of the year. Such a vast improvement on New Zealand, where it just piles up and piles up and piles up. It gets more and more smelly. New Zealand's great, but can't compete with Australia for doing your laundry. Well, that's my rhubarb and ginger cake. It smells quite nice. I'm not sure how it's going to taste. I suspect that I've got the sugar ratio a bit off because rhubarb is quite sour. So I don't think that will be going on the blog as a recipe because I don't have enough rhubarb left to perfect it. But it was fun to try, and I'll definitely let you know how it tastes. I recently listened to the story of the legend of Sleepy Hollow. Oh my gosh, I love Washington Irving. I feel like I would have really got on with Washington Irving, except, well, I don't know anything about Washington Irving, except I really liked that story and I thought it was absolutely hilarious. So funny. Well, I shot a little video before. So now I can actually taste this cake now that I've got the footage I wanted. And Marion, I know you'll be watching this. I literally added milk to this tea automatically because I was thinking of you, even though you're in New York and I'm in Australia. So often in my mind, always in my heart, apparently. I'm going to now see how this rhubarb cake tastes. I have got low hopes. No, not good. Definitely not going on the blog. Ugh, very pretty. Not enough sugar. Ugh. Ugh. I have to feed this one to Dad. Oof. Hope he doesn't notice. Further taste testing off camera has convinced me I cannot just feed this to Dad as is, because you know what this family has, this House of Hamilton has, it's really obnoxious, a memory. Well, a selective memory. You can make heaps of perfect cakes, they won't remember those. But you make one sour cake and you know what? I'll be 60 and they'll still be telling me about it. So you know what? I had this idea. I've got peach slices and juice, not syrup, and I'm just going to pour it over it. I'm going to let it marinate in peach juice for a couple of hours, and then I am going to absolutely swear and declare that it's a special pudding and this is how you're supposed to make it, and then you just, and hopefully no one notices there's a piece missing. So I'm hoping if it just sucks up all that peach juice, it will be edible, and I won't be condemned to 30 years of complaining about the one time I made a sour rhubarb cake. And of course everyone will forget the delicious muffins I made about 3 months ago. Oh yes, it's a one-way system for sure around here. I know this is pure vanity, but I just popped on here, I'm just editing video footage over there, to say that when I say the delicious muffins I made 3 months ago, I mean when I made something with rhubarb, not that 3 months ago I made something edible, because I'm not horrible at cooking and baking. It's just that this particular rhubarb cake is horrible, but I have made much better things more recently than 3 months ago, and honestly, in this family, if you make a mistake in the kitchen, they just don't let you forget it. I remember this time when my brother was having a birthday and I was only really young and we were out in the country and we didn't have ingredients for a cake. So I made him a cake, and it's not my fault I didn't have sugar, so I had to use jam instead of sugar. And I was very young and I should not have used half a cup of baking soda, but I did, and the cake tasted terrible, and I keep hearing about it over and over and over again. So I am not going to spend the next 30 years of my life hearing about my horrible rhubarb cake, unless they watch this video, and then they will remind me of it just for the fun of it. I did not think this one through, but I think it's fine because I'm pretty sure none of my siblings watch my vlog, which is probably a really, really good thing. Well, that was... Oh, and here we have the house lion being visited by all the garden lions. He likes the mother, but he finds the kittens a bit much. Hello, Mr. House Lion. Are you visiting with your family that you hate? Quite outraged. surprised you've let him put himself there.
I never noticed him there. How dare he? He knows he's not allowed in there. He just slithered in and slunk up there when I wasn't noticing him. That's bloomin' rude.
You know why?
Why?
He's camouflaged.
I know. Well, I was preoccupied.
You know,
And he just came in quietly. I thought he was out on the balcony.
natural selection, eh? These ones develop the ability to blend into luxurious beds.
Well, I won't stay very luxurious with all his fleas and things if he stays long.
Oh, that's gross. I noticed you're not trying to shove him off.
Well, I know, he's so cute.
That's disgusting.
It is disgusting.
Oh. Making waffles. I've had my first split waffle, which is so annoying because my waffles don't usually split, but I think it's because we ran out of the spray bottle of oil and I thought, oh, no worries, I'll just wipe it on and it'll be fine, and apparently not. But anyway, I'm so excited because Rachel's flying in from New Zealand and then Paul and John are picking her up and then they're driving down here and they're going to spend about 5 days here. And I thought, because I usually miss out on breakfast because I'm usually making waffles or something because I like being in the kitchen. I mean, I put myself in the kitchen, but I thought this time I would try and get ahead of it and make waffles and freeze a large batch of them because then I can just heat them up. And this is particularly important because, as you can see, my waffle maker is very small because Mum said to me, well, I figured with you, if it wasn't heart-shaped, what's the point? And they didn't even have any big heart-shaped ones. So she really does understand me, although I must say my Scottish love for efficiency is starting to drive me nuts. Adam Smith would not approve of this. Adam Smith would not approve of using a small waffle maker because it makes a perfect heart-shaped one instead of a big one that makes 4 at a time. And I'm beginning to agree with Mr. Adam Smith, I must say. I'll let you know how this turns out, if it turns out good. Oh, and you can get my waffle recipe on my blog, Me and the BFG. There's a link in my YouTube bio. Me and the BFG stands for Me and the Big Friendly God. And yes, I know there are thousands of waffle recipes on the internet, but mine does not use sugar, cane sugar, or dairy products. So if you are blessed with sensitive skin and you have to be careful what you eat, then maybe you'll find something there that will work for you. Oh, I'm having such a miserable time. Who would have thought that something as simple as a spray bottle would make such a difference? But look at this, look at this. I've been reduced to using butter, so I certainly won't be having any waffles because the oil just doesn't work. And this must be what happens to Mum when Mum cooks. She sees something always goes wrong. And now I've got this big pot of batter I've got to get through, and I've got this tiresome little thing in. And do you know what? I was going to keep listening to an audiobook, The Wealth of Nations by Adam Smith, but I just don't think I can stand it anymore because he'll just go on and on about efficiency and I'm going to feel stupid and annoyed. I'm getting all hot and bothered. So I'm going to go and listen to another story by Washington Irving. Yes, that's what I'm going to do. I think there's another story out there and I'm going to find it. I'm going to listen to it because I've got to do something to stop this miserable time I'm having, haven't I? They better appreciate their waffles. They better appreciate them. That's all I can say. Oh, only 4 down. I made such a big batch of batter too. Oh, and here we have Eureka being visited by the entire garden lion family from next door. He likes this one, the mother, but he hates the children. And when they were living in our backyard, he used to walk round the living room crying and yelling. He found them very stressful, and now he's going away where he doesn't have to look at their ugly little faces. Oh, poor Eureka. I hope he doesn't blame us for this. He's liable to take out his rage on us. So I got them done, loads of waffles. It took me absolutely forever, but I'm very persistent and I stuck at it, and I thoroughly enjoyed my decision to listen to Rip Van Winkle by Washington Irving. And then I got quite interested, so I looked up online about the town in upstate New York of Sleepy Hollow. And I couldn't believe it because people are like, oh, it's such a haunted region. It's so full of spirits. Oh, the ghost of the headless horseman. I was like, this goes back to what I was saying in a previous video. Like, you've got to read the actual book. That is precisely the opposite of what Washington Irving is saying. You know what Washington Irving is saying in the Legend of Sleepy Hollow? He's saying, be careful what you put in your mind. Because if you put conspiracy theories in your mind and you fill your mind with gloomy, frightening thoughts and you just marinate in dark, gloomy thoughts, you are going to see dark, gloomy things. You are going to make terrifying apparitions out of normal things. And here's the kicker. You will be easy to manipulate because people will observe you being a mug and they will take advantage of it. And I thought to myself, gee, that's a jolly good lesson, Mr. Washington Irving, and I shall try and apply that next time I see something on the news that frightens me, because at the end of the day, yes, scary things can happen, but God is in control. God is the king of the earth, and as long as I remind myself of that, I don't need to be afraid of anything. Least of all, headless horsemen, which I think is the point Washington Irving was making. And the other thing I've learned is Adam Smith is right. You should use a machine that decreases labor. This is not worth it, even though it's pretty, but I did get done. So that is the end of my vlog for this week, because I shall be quite busy with my siblings and having a lovely time. Thank you so much for joining me here at Zealaus Publishing in Rosebank House, and I hope you have a lovely week, and wherever you live, don't let someone turn you into a mug because you've been marinating your brain in gloomy thoughts. Bye-bye!